Page 17.
So this was something which was assigned to you last week. I had asked you guys to do it, and I told you guys that this week we would be discussing it in the class, and I would be asking you guys one by one to tell me what answer did you choose for every question. Let's start then. Let's start with you, Miss Dania. Could you answer? Could you give me the answer for question number one? Did you guys do it or not? Miss Dania, are you there?
Sir, oh, the document missed actually. I'm opening it again. No, I didn't do it.
Didn't do it. Anyone who did not, who did it? Okay, it is very good that no one has done it so that we could do it together now. Let's start then.
Yes, sir.
Go to page number 17. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to do questions 1 to 5, and then from 6 to 8. You have 10 minutes to do questions 1 to 8. Start, please. I want you to underline or to specify the lines from where you would be getting the answers. So you have 10 minutes to find out the answers. Start, please. After 10 minutes, we are going to discuss questions 1 to 8. I would also be playing a listening audio because I believe whenever I'm giving you guys a listening and reading exam, most people are perhaps not doing them. So from the same book, I would be giving you a listening exam right after we have completed this reading exam. Start, please. Good luck. 10 minutes.
Middle class and
Mr. Ansab, can you please mute your microphone? It's been creating a lot of distortion.
Who's
Okay.
one?
Thank you.
Okay. Time is up. Let's start. Let's start with Mr. Ahmed Taha. What did you choose for number 1?
So I have written false.
Can you read the statement for me?
Yes, sir. Sir, it's in the first paragraph. During the 6th and 7th
Yes,
centuries,
first read the statement and then tell me where it is.
the inhabitants of the modern day states of Gujarat and Rajasthan in northwestern India developed a method of getting access to clean, fresh groundwater during the dry season for these reasons.
Okay, I'll tell you how you have to do it. You have to first read the statement. The statement is examples of ancient wells can be found all over the world. So the statement is examples of ancient step wells can be found all over the world. You are telling me where is it?
It's in the first paragraph. The first paragraph tells that the examples these are found only in Gujarat and Rajasthan in
Okay.
northwestern India.
Now they're not telling you that they're only found in Gujarat and Rajasthan. If you look at the first line of the second paragraph, that is where they're telling you this is unique to this region.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So the second paragraph, the first line. Mr. Ansar, you're going to answer question number 2.
Yes, sir. Stepwells had a range of functions in addition to those related to water collection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's true.
Where is it?
And the answer is it's in states of Gujarat and Rajasthan in northwestern India developed a method of gaining access to clean, fresh groundwater during the dry season for drinking, bathing, watering animals, and irrigation.
Very good. So it is in the first paragraph, in the middle of the first paragraph, where you can get the answer. Very good. Number 3, Miss Asma, can you read the statement?
Yes, sir. The few existing step wells in Delhi are more attractive than those found elsewhere. Sir, I have written it not given
Yes, there's no information where they're comparing.
about it.
Yes, the step wells in Delhi, existing step wells with others. It would now be Miss Bisma. Could you read number 4? Miss Bisma, can you hear me? Okay, I'll move to the next person now. It would be Miss Dania. Can you read number 4 for me?
Yes, sir. It took workers many years to build the stone step characteristics of stepwells. Sir, I haven't found the answer in these paragraphs. I don't
Yes, it
know.
is not given.
Yes, sir.
Can you also do number 5 for me?
I was doing it and you called my name.
Okay,
The
you
number of steps above the water level in a stepwell altered during the course of a year.
altered during the course.
I was just finding.
Okay. Anyone who was able to find number 5?
I have found no information regarding this. So I have written is not given.
Okay,
Sir,
let's
sir, I have written it true.
Sir, it's in the third paragraph. Yes. Number
Third
5's
paragraph,
answer.
when the water level was high, the user needed only to
Yes.
descend a few steps to reach it.
Sir,
Yes,
I
sir.
think it's stepwells comprise a series of stone steps descending from ground level to the water source,
Yes, sir.
normally an underground aquifer, as it recedes following the rains. So there it says, as it recedes following the rains.
But there is
I
one
think it's
extra
true,
thing.
sir.
Miss Dania, what would you say?
Yes, sir.
What answer would you give?
So it's in third paragraph, first lines. As the name suggests, stepwells comprise a series of stone steps descending from ground level to water source, normally an underground aquifer, as it recedes following the rains.
So what did you write as the answer?
True.
Okay. Next person is going to be Miss Saira. You will answer question number 6. Have you guys done 6 to 8 or do you want more time?
Sir,
One more
done.
time.
How many of you have not done them?
And I have been done.
Okay. So the next time I'll give you more time. This time let's discuss it.
Okay,
Miss
sir.
Saira, can you answer question number 6?
Which part of some stepwells provided shade for people? It is in the fourth paragraph, second line. Built from stone and supported by pillars, there included pavilions that sheltered visitors from the relentless heat. So the answer is pavilions.
Okay, where is it?
Sir, it is in the fourth paragraph, second line, third line. Built from stone and supported by pillars, they also included pavilions that sheltered visitors from the relentless heat.
Okay, good. Miss Zainab Ali, can you tell me where 7 is?
Sir, 1 minute. What type of years climatic events took place in Rajasthan? Sir, a drought.
Dot. Where is it?
Sir, let me. Sir, it is in the fifth paragraph, second last line. Suffered an 8-year drought between 1996 and 2004.
Very good. And who are frequent visitors to Stepwells nowadays?
Tourists.
Where is it?
It's in the last paragraph of the article. Uh, Tourists flock to wells in far-flung corners in northwestern India to gaze and wonder of these.
Okay. Um, Now you would be doing questions 9 to 13. They are fewer in numbers, so I would be giving you guys 7 minutes to do 9 to 13. After 7 minutes, we are going to discuss it. Good luck. Do question 9 to 13. Time is up. Let's start with Ms. Zainab Ali this time. You will give me the
Yes,
answer
sir.
to question number 9. Read the statement.
Excellent condition despite the earthquake of 2001, sir.
Where is it?
Sir, it's in the seventh paragraph, second last line. It's written, this ancient structure survived an earthquake that measured 7.6 on the Richter scale. Second last, sir.
Okay, good. Next, Ms. Isma, you will tell me the answer for number 10. Okay. Mr. Answer, you will answer question number 10.
Yes. Steps on the dash produce a geometrical pattern. So I've written bottom.
Can you tell me where it is?
So it's in the paragraph. Another example is the Surya Kund in Modhera, northern Gujarat, next to Sun Temple, built by King Bhima I in 1026 to honor the sun god Surya. It actually resembles a tank rather than a well, but displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of steps that descend to the bottom in a stunning geometrical formation. Steps on the bottom produce geometrical pattern.
They're not steps on the bottom. They're saying that, but displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of step that
Four
descend to
sides.
the bottom. We're talking about to the bottom. Do you want to read it again?
Okay, sir.
If you read it, it's saying it actually resembles a tank. Tone means reservoir or pond rather than a well, but displays the hallmarks of stepwell architecture, including 4 sides of steps that descend to the bottom in a stunning geometrical formation. So steps on the, where are the steps?
On the sides,
Yes, so the answer should be steps on the,
4 sides.
yes.
But so here it says you have to write one word, the answer.
Yeah, they're telling you one
Right.
word and or a number, which means you can use one word and you can also use one number.
Okay.
Okay. You will also answer question number 11 for me.
Right, sir. 11 is looks more like a dash than a well. So the answer is tank.
Okay, good. You will now answer number 12 also.
Number 12 is has dash which provide a view of the steps.
Mhm.
Uh,
Did you do this one?
yes, sir, I did, but I couldn't find the exact
It is in
answer.
the eighth paragraph, or tenth paragraph.
Yes.
Verandas.
It's actually the third last paragraph.
Yes. On the fourth side, verandas which are supported by ornate pillars overlook the steps. Overlook, there are two meanings of overlook. Overlook means to ignore something, and overlook also means when you can see something.
Yes.
So if you don't know the other meaning of overlook, you might get this one wrong. The answer to number 12 has to be veranda.
So where is it?
It's in the third last paragraph of the entire reading passage and the last 2-3 lines. Got it?
Yes, sir. On the fourth side,
Yes.
verandas.
Now, Miss Saira, you're going to tell me the answer for number 13.
Has two dash levels. It is
Hmm.
on the second last paragraph and third line. Constructed in around 1700, it is 9 stories deep, with the last two being underwater.
So the answer would be
Underwater.
Underwater.
underwater. Now, you guys would be doing reading passage 2 now, questions 14 to 21, and then you have questions 22 to 26. I would be giving you 15 minutes. I would be giving you extra time to do questions 14 to 21. Now, try to understand. There are going to be certain things which people normally want to take into account when they are going to do heading questions. One, the first one is you will look at the first two or last two lines of each paragraph. Then there is another
Sir,
tip.
repeat, please.
Sorry,
Repeat, please.
yeah. Whenever you have to find the headings, those people who want to save time normally look at the first two or last two lines of each paragraph. They also want to look at a word which has been repeated again and again, a word often repeated, and they are also going to look for similar words. Do not fall prey to the domino effect. What is the meaning of domino effect? If you choose one question, basically, if you are going to do heading questions in a sequence, you would probably end up getting most of these wrong. So I would suggest, I'm not forcing you, but I would suggest that you start from the last paragraph and see how it goes. But it is entirely up to you whether you want to read the entire paragraph. Are you guys following me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, the suggested approach is that you read the entire paragraph and you find the crux of that paragraph. If you are a very good reader, if you are someone who is an avid reader, someone who is a voracious reader, you would be able to do it. But very few people read. I would say if I'm having a class of 10 people, only two would be able to read. Eight of them would always ask for tips. Now, these are not very, like, these are the most practical tips you can find. You'll, these are tips which are going to enable you to have calculated guesses. One is that you just look at the first two and the last two lines in order to see what they're saying. And if there is one word which is being repeated again and again in the paragraph, it gives you a hint that the paragraph might be having the same heading. Fine. Let's see how you guys perform. I'm going to give you guys 12 minutes. Actually, no, I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes to do this reading passage. Good luck. Let's see how you guys perform. I just want to reiterate something. Sorry for disturbing you. These are only for people who believe that they don't want to read. You have 50% chances of getting questions right. I would suggest and it is recommended that you read the paragraph and get the crux of that because this is only for those people who don't want to read. Good luck. 5 minutes are left. Are you guys done? Okay, time is up. Let's start. Ms. Zainab Ali, you're going to answer number 14 for me. What did you choose?
Yes, sir.
Number 14.
Sir, I've chose number 8 for this
The rapid
because
growth.
it has been talking about the growth, rapid growth about increase. Yes, sir.
Okay, they're talking about the rapid growth.
Transport continues to increase. Yes, sir.
Yes, the answer is rapid growth. So the answer for 14 is 8. Anyone who got it wrong? Okay, Ms. Zainab Ali, you will answer question 15 for me.
Sir, as far as what's up, sir, I'm confused in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay, which one did you choose?
sir, I didn't choose any because I am very confused
Do
in
not
this
choose
one.
any. Okay, Ms. Dania, which one did you choose for 15?
Sir, I chose 3.
3. Changes affecting the distances goods may be transported.
Transported. Yes, sir.
Why did you choose 3?
Sir, it says growth is due to a large extent to changes and in the last 20 years as internal frontiers have been abolished has moved stock economy to a flow. So it's talking about changes.
Okay, fine, good. Mr. Ansab, you are going to
Yes, sir.
answer question number 16.
So for 16, I chose uh, transport trends in countries awaiting EU admission
Okay, good. Anyone who has
because it says
hmm,
in the paragraph uh, strong economic growth expected in countries which are candidates. So it's talking about candidates again and again in the paragraph.
yes. So next is question number 17. Miss Asma, you were going to answer question number 17 for me.
So I chose number 1 because it was written in the paragraph that sustainable development offers an opportunity for adapting the EU's common transport policy. Also, the environmental costs of road transport.
Yes, so it's not always the same word as I mentioned. They were using one word
Yes, sir.
again
They
and
are.
again, and it was objective, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
objective is another word for goal.
Synonyms. Yes, sir.
So the answer would be goal. Very good. And they're also talking about 30 years and 2040. That means it's a long term sustainable development. It would be a long term goal. Good.
Yes, sir.
Um, Mr. Ahmed Taha, you're going to answer question number 18 for me.
Okay. So 18 is paragraph. So I have chosen 5. 5 is the environmental costs of the road transport.
Why did you choose 5?
Uh, so actually, it is about the greenhouse and carbon dioxide emissions. So it's basically costing us the environment uh, to drive these vehicles. So emissions and tons of, so it
Okay, very
directly
good.
relates to
Very good. F
waste.
was already done. So, Miss Saira, you're going to answer questions 19 and 20 for me. You will be required to read G and tell me which one did you choose for G. Miss Sarah, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the answer for 19?
Yes, sir. It's number 10, restricting road use through charging policies alone.
Okay, through pricing only. Fine. You will now answer question number 20.
It is number 2, and charging for roads and improving other transport methods.
Okay. And Miss Bisma, you will answer question 21.
Sir, I choose number uh, 6.
Sorry,
I choose number 6. The cost of rail transport.
I can't hear you properly.
I choose number 6. The cost of rail transport.
Escalating cost of rail transport.
Yes, sir.
They're saying that the third approach, which is not new, comprises a series of measures ranging from pricing to revitalizing alternative modes of transport and targeting investment in the trans-European uh, network. This integrated approach would allow the market share of the other modes to return to their 1998 levels and thus take a shift of balance. It is far more ambitious than it looks, bearing in mind the historical imbalance favored roads for the last 50 years, but would achieve a marked break in the link between road transport growth and economic growth without placing restrictions on the mobility of people and goods.
Yes, sir.
So I think it should be taking all steps rather than the escalating cost of rail transport. They're saying, talking about all the steps, they're saying a series of measures ranging from pricing to revitalizing alternative modes.
Mm,
So it has to be four. Fine.
yes.
Can you guys tell me
Yes.
your scores? Let's start with Mr. Ahmed Taha. There were 7 questions. Can you tell me what was your score out of 7?
Sir, give me a second, please.
Hmm.
It's 4 out of 7.
Okay, Mr. Answer score
Uh, so 6.
6. Ms. Vesma score.
3.
Okay, Ms. Zainab score.
Sir, 4.
Okay, Ms. Dania scored.
Sir, 3.
Ms. Asma scored.
So 5.
Okay. Hmm. Who hasn't? Ms. Saira scored
Sir, 6.
6. And Ms. Zainab Ali.
Sir, 4.
Okay. So most of you did not score well on these. I want you to have a look at them again, and I want you to do some heading questions more. The problem over here is that if you get one wrong, you just start getting more questions wrong because it's very hard to understand what is really happening. Um, let's see whether we have some more. No, this one is not having heading questions. Okay, so you'll have to do these true, false, not given questions now. Questions 22 to 26. I'm going to give you 7 minutes to do it. Please start. Questions 22 to 26. Okay, let's discuss. Mr. Ahmed Taha, you're going to answer all these questions 22 to 26.
Yes, sir.
Number one.
Question number 22. Yeah,
Yes.
the need for transport is growing despite technological development.
Mhm.
So I have written it true. It's given in the first paragraph, sir. Uh, the second line, although modern transformation technologies can reduce the demand for physical transport by facilitating teleworking and tele-reserve services, the requirement for transport continues to increase.
Very good. You will now answer 23.
Yes. To reduce production costs, some industries have been moved closer to their relevant consumers. So I have written it true, and it's given in second paragraph. Sorry. Uh, Wait a minute, sir. Yes, second paragraph. This phenomenon has been emphasized by the relocation of some industries, particularly those which are labor intensive, to reduce production costs, even though their production sites is hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away.
So I think it should be false, not true.
Yes, also.
They are away from their relevant consumers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you read statement for 24?
Cars are prohibitively expensive in some European Union candidate countries. I have written it not given.
Yes, there's no information about it.
Yes.
25.
The Gothenburg European Council was set up 30 years ago. Sir, I have also written it not given
Yes, they're not
because
telling you
there's
anything
nothing.
about when it
Yes.
was set up. And
Say
26.
26. Yes. By the end of this decade, carbon dioxide emissions from transport are predicted to reach 739 billion tons. So it's marked as false because they will reach in 1113 billion tons.
Okay, very good. The next passage is reading passage 3, the psychology of innovation. I want you to do questions 27 to 30. For that, I'm going to give you 8 minutes. Start, please. Actually, for this one, I'm going to just give you 20 minutes to do whichever one you want to. Do you want to do it collectively or do you want to do it one by one?
Collectively.
Okay, so I'm giving you 15 minutes to do questions 27 to 40. Start, please. I'm giving you less time. Okay, time is up. Mr. Ansab, you're going to answer questions 27 to 30 for me. Start, please. What did you choose for 27?
Recognizing talent.
The example of the of the $1 million quartet underlines the writer's point about what? Recognizing talent.
Yes, sir.
Where is it?
It's in the third paragraph, starting with one of the most famous photographs in the story of rock and roll emphasizes Caldini's views, the 1956 picture of singers
Okay, so what they're
Elvis
saying,
Presley.
yes, what they're trying to say is that there were four members in that picture, but there could have been five. And they're saying that one of them did not believe in a goal. And if you look at the last two, three lines of the third paragraph, it is explicitly said that Orbison wasn't inspired by the goal and only ever achieved one hit with the Sun label. So it was not about the talent, it was about whether we should be doing something like that or not.
It's C.
It is a shared objective.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you will now answer 28.
Okay, 28. James Watson suggests that he and Francis Crick won the race to discover the DNA code because they were conscious of their own limitations.
Very good. So, what is the
Because
meaning
it
of
says in
yes? What is the meaning of conscious?
your own capability.
What is the meaning of conscious of their own limitations?
So limitations is
Aware,
their capability.
No, it's not only aware. What is the meaning of conscious?
not faint.
Awareness.
Okay, tell me the line.
Okay, it's in the James Watson, together with Francis Crick, discovered the structure of DNA, the genetic information carrier of all living organisms. When asked how they had cracked the code ahead of an array of highly accomplished rival investigators,
Hmm.
he said something that stunned me. He said he and Crick had succeeded because they were aware they weren't the most intelligent of the scientists pursuing the answer.
Very good. So, if you don't know the meaning of conscious, you'll get it wrong. I just wanted you to tell me the line. Fine. Very good. Conscious means aware. Hosh
And the
means
29th,
conscious getting. Okay, 29.
the writer mentions competitions on breakfast cereal packets as an example of how to. I chose generate concise writing because it says packets encouraged us to write in saying in no more than 10 words. So it has to be concise.
Okay, can you read the next line?
Uh, the next question.
No, no, the next line. They're saying the
Packets and
purpose. Now they're saying the writer mentions competitions on breakfast cereals packets as an example of how to. Can you read the next line after because
okay.
the very act of writing makes us more likely to believe it. What does that mean?
Yes. The very act of writing makes us more likely to believe it. So to agree with the
Yes, it would be strengthened commitment to an idea. They're not telling what the what was being done. It was what was the purpose behind whatever was being done.
yes, sir.
Okay, so it would be strengthened commitment to an idea. Number 30.
30. In the last paragraph, the writer suggests that it is important for employees to feel that their contributions are valued.
Very good.
Because in the last paragraph, it says
Hmm.
uh, leaders should encourage everyone to contribute and simultaneously assure all concerned that every recommendation is important to making the right decision and will be given full attention.
Okay. Now it would be Dania's turn to answer questions 31 to 35.
सर मैंने तो बस 30 तक किया अभी.
अच्छा वो 20 मिनट्स दिए थे मैंने तो नहीं हो सका.
Sir, it's kind of hard
हाँ
to
ये
understand.
हाँ ये मुश्किल भी है. दूसरे है कि वो अगर पेपर पे होता तो जरा बंदा जल्दी कर लेता. कंप्यूटर के ऊपर बार बार.
I have a question. Will we get these kind of hard reading passages in a real exam?
The thing is, you will if you are for journal training, the last one would be like this. The
Okay.
last one would be like this. But if you're for academic, it also depends. Like if you're doing something for the last 1.5 hours, if I would have done this one initially, it would have not been very hard. अभी आपको लग रहा होगा सबको. You might be believing it is the hardest one, but since you have already done 2 passages, the third one automatically becomes a very hard one because you lose attention. You just don't want to do it anymore. Anyone who has done 31 to 35?
So I did 31.
Okay, I think you guys haven't done 31 to 35. Okay, so what I would do now is that I'm going to give 31 to 40 as homework. We're going to discuss them tomorrow. Fine?
Yes, sir.
So please do it.
So
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For instance, the questions 27 to 30, the
Mhm.
answers were in the beginning.
Yes.
But for questions, suppose 31 to 32, would they start right after where the question 30th ended, or it can even begin from the very
It
start
can
or
get
from the
from,
bottom?
yes, it could start from anywhere because these are matched information. They don't have to go in the chronological order.
Okay.
Okay. So please
Right, sir.
do question 31 to 40, and we would be discussing these tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And I would be sharing the time slots. So I'll be sharing the speaking exam. So anyone who, how many of you are free after 2 p.m. tomorrow?
Me.
Me,
Okay,
sir.
so I'll be writing it down. There's some people who are free after 3 p.m. So perhaps tomorrow, whatever time slot you get, you have to do it. And please do question 31 to 40. Do them attentively, and I would be discussing this tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.